You gotta see how I do the videos, man. Like, it's not on no stop, rewind. It's literally me recording every single possession that the Blazers have and waiting for a Melo possession.
I just don't think he has it anymore.
Melo's the role he didn't want in Oklahoma.
Carmelo Anthony drills it straight away.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Control the Narrative, a podcast where we control the narrative that the media creates. If you're new around here, subscribe for our weekly podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And if you're a local around here, we appreciate your attention as always. Big episode. One, because of the guest. We'll get to that in a minute. And two, because this is number 62. And 62, the number 62 means a lot to us Carmelo Anthony fans. I don't even have to explain it. If you're watching this, you know exactly what the fuck it means. But career high, Knicks franchise record, MSG record, 62 points against the Bobcats. I might have fucked up the date last week, whether it was 2014 or 14. All right. So I think I was right. I think I said 14 last week. 62 points, like, this is a special episode. Also, I want to officially announce, we're recording this on Monday right now, so this isn't released just yet, but if you're watching this, listening to this on Wednesday, we have officially launched our Control the Narrative membership, Patreon. I don't even know what the fuck I'm calling it yet, but it's live. What that means is we have an invite-only Discord server that you can go and just talk Melo at any time during the game for $2 a month. With that $2, you get pre-sale to any future merch updates, releases, and shit like that. Then we have different tiers if you want 10% off merch forever. We got sticker packs delivered every month. We got access to come and hop on a podcast and talk with us every month if you want it to be. So CTRL the Narrative.com. Huge. We're really taking this thing to the next level and providing one central location for everybody to come talk Melo, whether it's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning after these late-ass Blazer games, whether it's during the game. We're going to have a voice chat and everything like that. So going to really bring everyone together on that platform, and I think it's going to be dope. Go sign up, even if it's the member tier, $2 a month, controlthenarrative.com, CTRLthenarrative.com. All right, that was probably the longest intro I've had on here. Now to our guest, someone who found control. He doesn't know how, but I noticed him really because of the videos that he was tagging me in and controlling on Twitter. Kapo Rose. Kapo Rose, what's going on, bro?
Thanks for having me.
Of course, bro. This has been long overdue. I feel like I say this with a lot of guests, like, yo, long overdue, but like this has really been long overdue from the videos you send me. We were just talking and you were like, bro, like finally meeting someone who feels the same way about Melo, or that like isn't stupid and following these blind narratives. And like for me, with you, it was like, yo, finally meeting somebody and like seeing somebody's reaction during the game when Melo would have these dunks or some shit. Your videos on fucking Twitter were amazing. We haven't got one in a minute, so I'm waiting, and hopefully if he does something these next few days, we'll
you gotta see how I do the videos, man. Like, it's not on no stop, rewind. It's literally me recording every single possession that the Blazers have and waiting for a Melo possession. Which is, I think it should be more than, but we'll get into that.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, bro. So we were just talking, and you were telling me you've been a fan since Q. So why don't you give us like a 60-second rundown of like how you got into Melo, basketball, all that shit, and then let's hear what you think the most underrated Melo moment or game is in his career and why.
Okay. Well, basically, it was around 03 when he won the national championship.
Yep.
I have older brothers that are into sports. And I don't know, it was just like a different swag. Like his swag was just
the braids,
the way he could score the ball so young. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just a different feel that I've seen, because I loved AI. I like T-Mac, Vince Carter, you know, but just with Melo, I don't know what it was that gravitated me towards him, that it was like, what fuck? You know, can I curse?
Say that again?
Can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck? Like, wow. And that's basically like, really it with Melo. And it's just he just stuck with me. I wasn't really always I was never really a LeBron guy. Especially after Melo got cheated for that Rookie of the Year. It's like, come on.
Wait, and you're a New York guy too, like I am. So
yes, sir.
You followed him like early in his career when he came to the Knicks. Did you just fucking go crazy?
I went crazy. I swear to God, look, I got the chills right now. When I was sitting down in my living room watching ESPN when ESPN had the little sidebars. That was the greatest ESPN era ever. And it's breaking news. Carmelo, I'm like, oh, nah, it's lit.
Wild shit, bro. That shit happened. I saw it on the bottom. Like, they had the side shit. I saw it on the bottom, like the ticker. And I fucking started screaming, like, in my room, like, get the fuck out. Like, no way. And, like, my mom runs upstairs. She's like, what's going on? You all right? And I'm like, Melo just got traded to the Knicks. And she was like, no way. Because it was rumored for months. And it finally went through. And, bro,
and I was time because the Nets. It was rumored to the Nets. And I'm like, please. And it's crazy because I'll be real honest with you. I was never really a Knicks guy because I was, like I said, I was a Denver fan. You know what I mean? But I love the New Jersey Nets because of Vince Carter. But after he left, I just couldn't stand them. Like,
were you rooting for Melo to low-key get traded to the Nets or what?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I wanted him to come to New York because it's New York. That's Jersey, man. I ain't from Jersey. I'm from New York. You know? Of course. Like, and it's just like, Vince Carter was on the Nets. He was you could basically say at that time he was a superstar because he had a great career with the Nets, and they had Jason Kidd, RJ, and I just felt like it was like, yo, the Knicks need one, man. Even though we had Amari. Shouts to Amari for setting that platform for us. But it was just like, yo, we need one, like Melo.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope. Like, wow. I still remember that shit like it was yesterday.
So is that your most underrated moment? Because if you get chills from
my most underrated moment for Melo is like, since we're talking about controlling narrative, right? That 28-point game versus the Nets when he was in Houston. Why? Because of everything he was facing.
I like
Will
that.
Harden. Right? Now, he went, if I'm not mistaken, 9 for 12, 6 for 9 from the 3-point line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He showed us winning basketball in that game. And for all the reporters and especially Twitter, because Twitter is crazy, he showed us that he still has game. He balled out. If I'm not mistaken, it was 31 minutes, 28 points. 9 for 12 from and he can't play basketball. And then you got dudes like Jared Dudley. Like, come on, man. Like, that's, to me, there's so many games, but that's my number one that I see, because that was at he's falling off. He can't play basketball no more. That really stood out to me.
That's a good one. I like that. I was at that fucking game. And bro, I remember, like, realistically, I went into it like, bro, if like he just hits like a couple threes and like the Rockets win, like I'll be content. Because that Nets team was good. That was the team with like D'Lo. I'm pretty sure he was an all-star that year. Yeah, I think he was. And all those guys, like they weren't a shit. Like they were a decent team.
They had a great core, because remember that that was a great core.
Yeah.
Before they did what they did.
Yeah. And bro, like I went into him like, bro, like if Melo hits like a couple threes, like I'll be hyped, whatever. So he hits like one, I was like, yes, like let's go. I saw a 3 to the dome, like I'm good. He hits 2, he hits 3, and like he kept going, and I was like, get the fuck, like it felt like I was back at MSG in like 2014.
Watching the game, and I'm over here like, what the hell? I'm like, let's go.
It's hype, man.
Coming from a player like that he's a rhythm shooter, OKC is like, it was at first such a great fit how it looked, and it was just like, how you want a rhythm shooter to go and just stand in the corner? It's like, bro, he was the 5th option. How Steven Adams was a 4th option? Like,
yeah,
doesn't even make any sense.
Yep.
So
right.
definitely,
It's a good one. Underrated. That's a good one because people just forget about his whole Rockets tenure, obviously. And
yeah, everybody
I try to.
10 games that he had.
Yeah. And I try to forget about it, but that's a good one. All right, let's fast forward to the Portland days now. A lot of shit going on in the NBA. The trade deadline's coming up. We'll get to that in a minute. But the big news besides like LaMelo going down for the season is LeBron sprained his ankle. Going to be out for, I think they said, a few weeks with that sprained ankle. So, you know, for as much shit as I talk about LeBron, never fucking wish anybody to get hurt. So hope he comes back quick and all that shit. But with him going down, with the Jazz still doing their thing and like the Clippers doing their thing, whatever, looking forward to the rest of the regular season and even into the playoffs because the Lakers, they're going to drop. I think they're 2 right now. So they might drop to fucking –
I think
there's only like a 3-game difference. Oh, yeah, I think they're the 3. I think you're right. There's only like a 3-game difference between where they are and like the 7th seed. So they're going to drop with no LeBron and AD.
They might drop down to the 6th or 7th seed.
That's what I'm saying. So with all this shit going on, can the Blazers come out of the West now with just the West and it's just mad sprint?
It'll be tough, but I do think they have a chance. Especially again, CJ back, waiting on our big to come back. My whole thing, man, I don't the Blazers is like, I feel like they're missing something, but then they're not really missing stuff. You know what I mean? It's just the way I feel like the coach plays the players. But with LeBron and AD obviously being hurt, they have a great chance because, momentum. That's all, basketball is momentum swings. So, and AD's injury is serious. And people just like,
telling people that.
Is a calf. I'm like, yeah, that calf could cramp up or pull down. And that's the Achilles right there. You remember
with Rodney Hood? That happened to Rodney Hood last year.
Yeah, and then look at what happened to KD. They were saying it was his calf, and he had like a sore Achilles, and then he goes and pulls it, So, especially with the team that the Lakers have, if AD is unable to perform, LeBron's done miracles, but the way the West is built right now, LeBron needs AD just as much as AD needs LeBron.
Agree. So you think they can?
I think so. As long as Melo's on the team, I'm going to root for them until the wheels fall off.
Of course. Bro, I'm feeling lately, and like last night they played and they lost by about like 72 to the Mavericks. So I'm gonna forget about that game. That shit happens from time to time. Like they can't hit a shot, and the other team hits every shot, whatever. It is what it is. I'm almost like feeling like I was feeling in the bubble where I think they have a legit shot because I'm looking at the standings right now. The Jazz are still number 1. They're a good team, obviously, but I can't see them making a deep run in the playoffs for whatever fucking reason. The Suns are 2. They're legit. The Lakers are 3 right now. Then you got Clippers, Nuggets, Blazers. So, like, I think the Blazers have a shot against the Nuggets. I think the Blazers have a shot against the Clippers. I think they have the
same record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exact same record. 25-17 as of this recording. So, like, I think, I'm just going to repeat what you said. I think they have a shot. And at this point, that's all you can fucking ask for. Like, for Melo to be a major contributor on a team that has a shot to win a championship, he's coming off the bench. It is what it is. He's accepted it. So, like, why would I not accept it? And, like, they're treating him most of the time right. So, like, I can't say shit. But, bro, like, in the playoffs, especially, I feel like the Blazers have won almost every fucking close game. Like, they've lost a few here and there. But, like, when you have Damian Lillard and then Melo and McCollum, who's also underratedly clutch, I don't know, man. I just think that as soon as Nurk comes back, and shout out to Nurk, he retweeted one of Control's tweets. So if he's listening to this or watching this, what up? We're waiting for you to come back, big fella. Yes, like, it's only up from here. Like, CJ's back, and we'll talk about CJ in a minute, like how he's impacted this team. I just think it's only up from here, and the fact that they're 6 right now, tied for 5th technically. The Lakers are going to drop, and like trade deadline is coming up again and shit like that. So I feel like they can, and like I said, I feel like that's all you can ask for at this point, and in the season, and then also, especially in Melo's career. So
yes,
I'm looking forward to it. But speaking of CJ, I feel like he's had a fucking huge impact on this team since he's returned. Even like the first 2 games where he didn't
say, even before that, it was like,
yeah, and like he was playing like shit. But I just feel like out there he was. Anyway, I'll let you go first. What impact do you think he's had since he's returned, just like on both ends of the floor, or however you want to take it?
I mean, to me, I don't really see him as more as a crazy defender. But like, as far as like the offense, you know, because sometimes I feel so bad for Damian Lillard. Is like, fuck, nobody helps him create a shot. He has to do like everything. But as far as like that, I love CJ because he helps spread the floor. You know, even though sometimes I got a little bone to pick with him, sometimes I feel like him and Melo, like he don't look for Melo, he look for everybody but Melo. But as far as like CJ, man, he's a really great hooper. His impact is exactly what I feel like the Blazers needed to spark up their run. You know, because it's not too many teams that have backcourt with 2 prolific scorers, man. Like
looks like a handful.
It's crazy. It's like CJ is it. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of people say, oh, they should trade him to get this, but it's like in reality, you're gonna trade him to get what?
You know, I know, like Kevin Love was a name.
Like, but Kevin Love is like, come on, man. What? I
don't
remember the last time I seen Kevin Love. No,
yeah,
making an impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yo, I think it's all about the offensive end. Like defensively, it is what it is. At this point, I deadass feel like he's not that much of a downgrade, if a downgrade at all, from Gary Trent, because I feel like Gary Trent has just lost that dog that he had last year for whatever fucking reason. Like in the bubble, on defense, like he was just like locked down, going all out, and I feel like
player. Yeah, what? Sick him on the best player. That was our mentality in the bubble with him.
Yeah, and it just seems like this year, and I've talked about it over the past few weeks, but he's in a contract year, so he's probably focusing his energy more on offense. Fair enough. You can't really blame him, but we'll see what happens after the trade deadline if he's not traded, and not saying he's going to be. But, yeah, bro, like offensively, along with CJ, you know, spreading the floor and shit like that, just the playmaking that he's able to do and just, like, bringing the second unit together like Simons couldn't fucking dream of doing. Bro, it was so frustrating. Like I talked about it a little last week. It was so frustrating to watch Simons just come in, you know, run like a pick, just step back and chuck up contested 3 after contested 3. And he would hit some, like, give him credit, but like nobody would be in the game. And I feel like CJ swings the ball around, just his playmaking abilities for that second unit specifically when Dame is off and, you know, Melo's in there and it's like Gary Trent and whoever else. I feel like it was so missed. And
100%.
Just offensively, they're legit like a whole different team with that dude running the second unit.
It was like going like on a little winning streak when he wasn't there. You could like kind of like see like, damn, he was missed because the Blazers could be up 15 points. And the third quarter comes or the beginning of the fourth quarter comes, they sub Melo out, and it's just like, you got Dame, he's a hell of a three-point shooter, then he starts chugging up threes.
Yep.
Simons comes in the game, he starts chugging up threes. And then it's just like, Derrick Jones can't shoot for his life. I feel like Rocco, like, he was such a better jump shooter when he was with Houston.
He's gotten better lately, though.
Yeah, he's definitely, like, he's really improved. And at the end of the day, like, he's pretty good defender. So,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Definitely. And for me, bro, it's just all about that playmaking. Like, you have Dame out there, and you have Rocco, Derrick Jones Jr., Gary Trent, like, all these dudes just sitting on the arc. Like, they can't create something out of nothing. Like, Gary Trent maybe a little bit, but CJ just – he'll get the team a good look if you give him the ball and give him a pick or something like that. So when you're talking about he like looks off Melo and shit like that, last year I felt like that was I don't want to say issue, but like I really noticed that. I was like, bro, is he like doing this shit on purpose? Like when Melo first got there and shit. But I feel like he's gotten better with giving the ball to Melo.
I agree. It's just, I feel like they haven't really played as many games this year.
Yeah.
I mean, because of his injury. But last year I was just like, bruh.
It was so frustrating. So frustrating.
You know us. Melo gets 9 shots and we're just like, oh.
If he doesn't touch the ball every time down the court, like I'm screaming at my TV, like I'm you on Twitter, so I feel that. Yo, speaking of flipping CJ and all that shit, trade deadline's coming up. I think it's the 30th. Might be mistaken, but within the next week or 10 days max. What you said that you feel like they're missing something, but they're not. Do you think they should make a move and like maybe not specifically like, yo, Gary Trent for this guy, but what type of move, if any, do you think they should make at this trade deadline?
If it makes sense, but it's just like right now, I don't see it. Like that's why I feel like mostly when I say they're missing something, but they're not, I feel like that has to be done in free agency. You know what I mean? I feel like the team that they got is a good team, but it's like I feel like if you go trading players here, there, majority of the time when you trade for a good player, 2 or 3 people is out the team, plus like a pick, So I don't know. I feel like I'll take my chances with the team that they got, because in reality, it's like the fantasy that I'll be having sometimes is like Jesus. Like,
what is it? Tell us.
But listen, I don't want the fans to kill me because of course we're New Yorkers and we love Portland because of Melo.
Of course.
Listen, call me crazy. Andre Drummond is on the trade block.
Who?
Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Boy could hoop. He's not a great he's not a shooter, but he could hoop. And I understand like sometimes the Portland needs spacing, but that's where you have CJ, Melo, Man, listen, I love Nurk. He's a hooper. But I feel like his defense is not up to par. Andre Drummond got good defense. He's like a 14-14 guy. But I'm good with Nurk. It's just a thought. And I also felt like we should have kept Hassan Whiteside. That's just me.
Because he wanted to start.
He could have been doing with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro. I asked this last year. We talked about this in the bubble. Who's more frustrating? It seems like you fuck with Whiteside. Who's more frustrating for you to watch, Whiteside or JR on the Knicks?
How you gonna put me in the spot like that?
Bro, Whiteside to me, like JR is my second favorite player of all time. So fucking frustrating to watch because one night he would go 1 for 14, as you know, and the next night 9 of 12. So Whiteside for me was so frustrating but like he really was like at his best. He's exactly what they needed: a rim defender, a guy who can stretch the floor, like he can go mid range. So it's not like he's just at the rim all the time. But just his energy, bro. Like there would be some games where, like even there was one game in the playoffs versus the Lakers where he had like a huge block late in the game and like exactly what this team needed off the bench. But it just seemed like since Nurk came back in that bubble, he just he kind of like mentally checked out.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough. I mean, it's more frustrating seeing JR because I'm actually a fan of JR. And I know what he's capable, even though I know what Whiteside is capable of doing. But it's like when you kind of like the wingman of Melo, I feel like there was some nights that I'm just like, JR, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And JR, that's my guy. Like I really met, but right now I have to say JR.
Yeah.
But Whiteside was definitely very frustrating because Whiteside, I felt like one day he just looks like he could move, and then the next day he looked like he not even picking up his feet, like he got stand blocks on his feet.
Cement blocks, yep. Bro, for me at the trade deadline, I can see them because you look at CJ Nurk returning, and it's almost like pickups at the trade deadline where you have like 2 like starters coming back.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm not a Blazers fan. I'm rooting for this team to win a championship because our guy is on their team. But like, bro, trade like the next 15 first-round picks. Don't give a fuck. And then also, bro, like if they package a guy like Simons, who some teams could find value in, like again, I say this over and over. I don't think he's a shitty player. I just think he's not what this team needs in terms of a guy off the bench who's just going to come in and just shoot. That's not what this team needs right now.
I agree.
If they package like him, Zach Collins, who might not have that much value since he's always hurt, and maybe like, I don't know, a pick or two, I feel like they could get a really nice player and like not Trevor Ariza, but a guy like him, another 3-and-D guy. Like,
what do you think of Aaron Gordon? Because I've been seeing.
I've heard of that. I think it's interesting. If I'm being honest with you. Where my mind goes when I hear his name, when I hear LaMarcus Aldridge's name,
I hear Melo.
It's like, what does that mean for Melo? And I'm like,
that's why I feel like if anything, it has to be like, a center. But it's like we good.
A center, or
say we're good,
or like a 3.
Yeah,
like that's what, like a guy like Ariza, maybe a little bit more of a playmaker. And like I was hoping Rodney Hood could be that playmaker off the bench, but he's been playing like shit this year.
Dog in Utah,
especially lately, bro.
He was a dog in Utah,
bro. Even last year, he was literally leading the league in 3-point percentage before he went out.
It's like, I understand that's a tough injury, but it's like, bro, get it together.
I feel that. So that's where my mind goes. A playmaker at the 2 or the 3 who can play defense and stretch the floor. I feel like that's perfect. And like, again, I don't feel like they need it. I feel like they're still one piece away. I don't want Aldridge. I don't want Gordon because I know what that means for Melo. Even less minutes, less opportunities. Mm-hmm. Center, I'm content with Nurk and Cantor. Like, not pumped with it, but like I feel like that's good enough. So like that's where my mind goes. Someone off the bench.
Now for sure, they should be. They especially the way Cantor's been playing. He stepped up big time.
Big time.
And like, I was like, okay, let's go. I was definitely rooting for him.
Big time. Yeah, man. Shout out to Cantor. I know I've shouted him out. And like he has some nights where he doesn't do it, or like a De'Aaron Fox will fucking slice the paint up or some shit like that. But
that's normal when it's coming from
but like for the most part, bro, Cantor has stepped up more than I could imagine, if I'm being honest. Sure. When Cantor's came back. When Nurk has went out. And then also was really looking forward to seeing some Harry Giles. Obviously hasn't been able to get on the floor, but topic for a different day. So all right, let's get back to your excitement watching these games. You said that you literally you don't rewind, you literally record it.
Literally watch the game. Every single possession, waiting for that Melo possession.
One, I hope you have like fucking 7,000 gigs on your phone, because that shit probably takes up mad memory.
I just deleted it. When they go back on the defensive side, I delete it. But there be sometimes that I try to record the defensive side.
I was gonna say,
so that Melo plays defense. Is he the greatest defender? No. Can he play defense?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
that's the thing that everyone says, bro. Like, and again, I say this, I feel like a lot of shit I repeat, but it's in like different scenarios. It's like no one's sitting here saying he's a lockdown defender. No one said he ever was one. But for people to be like, bro, his defense is the reason he's not in the league. Like, that's not true. He's not that bad. He's average. So enough with that shit. So the reason I bring that up is with all the excitement that he's been giving us over the last year and a half in Portland, what kind of excitement has he given you over the years watching him play basketball? Just like, being from New York, coming back from school or work or whatever the case is, and just turning on MSG and knowing that like more times than not they would lose, especially in the later half, but knowing that every night they had a shot because this guy, like, what kind of excitement has been being a Melo fan given you over the past almost 20 years?
Man, it's like something, sometimes you can't even put it into words. It's just, you gotta be there. Yeah, you gotta experience it, and it's just like, if you're not a Melo dude, you won't understand, but it's just like, what player can really, other than, I'll give it up to KD, because KD is, what player could play his back to the basket, mid-range, 3-point, create his own shot. Footwork is the best.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Bully ball could match up against anybody, you know? And it's just coming home from school, waiting for that 7 o'clock, 7:30, 7:45 wait time to see the Knicks play. It's just like, oh, we're going to win this game. That year that we won, what was it, 54 games?
Yep.
Oh, my God. I watched every single game that year, I swear to God. And I felt like we could have won all 82 games, bro.
100%.
It was just like, you want to know, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the year that we beat San Antonio both times, at home and on the road. If I'm not mistaken. When we did that, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's lit. We got something here, you know?
Yeah.
We definitely had something there, man. And obviously it didn't go the way we wanted it to, but just, oh, man, like I said, it's just, you can't put into words the type of player Melo is. It's just like, bro, if you don't like him, you're a hater.
Straight up. Straight up.
It's like, how can you not like his game?
Yeah.
And then it's like, in his early years, he was a high flyer, you know? But it's not about the high flying. And then it's just like, obviously, when in the Knicks, when he messed up his knee, and his shoulder, it made him step back a little bit. I feel like he got a little slower, but I felt like that shit elevated his mid-range game even more to the next level, especially his three-point shot. Because what I try to tell people is Carmelo Anthony is not a three-point shooter. He can shoot the hell out of the ball from there, but a dude like Curry, that's a three-point shooter. That's what he does. He lives by the three. Even though he could go to the rack, but before he goes to the rack, he gonna shoot that three. Melo can shoot it, but that's not his game. It's never been his game.
It's a part of it. That's what I always tell people.
His game. Exactly.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. When you were talking about like there's no words for it and shit, like you just had to experience it. I think of like just being at the Garden in Melo's absolute prime, whether it's that 54-win season or like the year before, the year after, whatever the fuck the case is, and just him getting the ball at the elbow and everybody knowing exactly what the fuck's gonna happen, but not being able to do shit. And you would hear the crowd like they know like it's gonna get a quick couple jab steps and pull up or take it. So it's things like that where it's just like you can't explain it. Like you can't explain what was going through the defender's mind when he's like, fuck, bro, like Melo's got me on an island right now. You can't explain the anticipation of the crowd. Like, yo, is he going to pull it? Is he going to go to the hoop? Like, what is he going to do? And like for me, bro, like I used to wear like jerseys that literally said Nuggets in them in middle school. And like people used to be like, bro, like what the fuck you wearing a Nuggets? And like the stupid shit like that, right? Like, oh, Nuggets, like why the fuck you wearing McDonald's? Like stupid ass shit, whatever. Sure. And like people affiliated Melo with me and me with Melo. Like when they would see me, they'd be like, yo, how'd Melo do last night? And then when they would see Melo on TV, like, yo, I saw Melo I saw your boy on the TV last night. So it's just shit like that. And at the end of the day, it's given me so much just like following this dude since literally 2004. Like this shit, right? This fucking platform, Control the Narrative, meeting people like you and all these people who I thought, damn, like there's no one out there like me. And then every fucking week, a different person comes on and I'm like, let's fucking go. I knew I wasn't alone, bro. I knew like there were other people out there. So
if not LeBron, Kobe, rest in peace.
Exactly.
Kobe. It was
exactly.
Listen, we had our reasons not to like Kobe because of the runs that Melo had. And I be trying to tell everybody, man, the path Melo had to go through
every year,
just alone on San Antonio and the Lakers, that's what 11 championships, if I'm not mistaken, between them.
Shit like that,
bro. That is insane. Oh, Melo never made it out the West. Melo never did this. It's like, bro, you really had to go through real players
every year,
every single year, and it's just
even
like
Utah, bro.
Yeah, Utah was Good, man.
Aaron
Like
Williams, Millsap, all those guys.
show, bro. Oh man, son, and the Mavericks.
Could literally go down the fucking list, bro.
Like
the Clippers. I know they lost to the Clippers one year when they had I think it was Lamar Odom and
I'm not. It was
Corey Maggette.
Yeah, they and those were players that was crazy before coming into the league.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know that it didn't go as planned, but they still could hoop. A hooper's a hooper, always, you know?
Yeah.
But for sure, like, and before we go to the next topic, it's crazy that you said that everybody will come up to you like, oh, how's Melo? I was that dude in school. If Melo did good, it would be, oh, but he shot the ball 30 times.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, I seen, LeBron. My favorite thing was I used to go to school. Yo, what happened to the Heat? What happened to LeBron? Yeah, I know y'all saw Melo get that dub. So what? He ain't winning. I'm like, so what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to a situation like that, you can't even like say anything because it's just like, all right, whatever, I guess.
Bro, tell me if I'm getting too much into it right now psychologically. Tell me that didn't build character for us.
Of course.
Like if we were LeBron and like everybody was on our side like all the time, like tell me that wouldn't have been 8,000 times easier, and Melo fans everywhere wouldn't have had to have any like argument skill. What's the word? Not argument skills. It's not discussion skills. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? There was like debate.
Yeah.
Debate skills and shit like that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, I used to sit behind my phone like, stats, like. And I'm not even a stat dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I don't go and look at stats. You know what I mean? It's just like you gotta see it with your eyes. Stop turning on the TV or stop going on ESPN.com and looking at and
the box score.
You could agree that plus minus. Come on, man. It just doesn't make sense.
Yo, people don't consider that. People are like, no, that's not an advanced stat. I'm like, that's 1,000 because like it shows in the general box score. They're like, not an advanced stat. I'm like, you have no idea what the fuck
it doesn't make any sense.
Not at all. But yeah, bro, that's funny as hell. That I feel like there was like all of us, anyone who has been on this podcast, we were all like the Melo guys or girls, people at the school. So it's funny.
For sure.
All right, yo, 60-second episode. We got to talk at least a little bit about the 62-point game. Just tell us the story. I hope you were watching it. I hope you weren't like.
I was.
Tell us the story.
Wow, that's all I could say. I was texting my brother like, "Yo, Melo doesn't miss. Melo doesn't miss." And if I'm not mistaken, I think he capped that first half with like 37 points, something like that. If you could just search it up, if you can, right there, I think it was 37 points. I'm like, bro, that's like somebody's whole entire full stats. I'm like, yo, bro, he can do something serious. I kept texting my brother like, yo, Melo is dogging right now.
37.
Once he hit that half-court shot, I'm like, he's scoring. I honestly thought he was going for Kobe's scoring points record. The what was it? 81. And I'm just like, bro. And of course, when they sat him down, that shit I was pissed off. It was like about 8 minutes or 6 minutes left in the game. The way he was playing, dude could have scored probably 90.
At least, like dead ass, at least 70.
At least I say 75.
75, bro. Like 8 minutes in the fourth.
It was like 8 minutes in the fourth, and the way he was shooting the ball was like he was unstoppable. And remember, towards the end, right before he capped it off, he was going to the free throw line.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing because, he was tired, obviously. And it's like, I felt like Melo in his early career, when he had a bad shooting night, he would just go to the free throw line. His pump fake, go to the free throw line.
Yeah.
But that 62-point game, I was definitely watching. It's something that when I have kids, I'm going to sit their ass down. You got to watch it on YouTube because
whole game.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
A hell of a game. It was just like something that I was so proud. Nobody could have told me nothing. I went to school like, what are y'all going to tell me now? What?
Yeah.
you know. And then of course you go to the stats. Oh, he has 0 assists.
Yeah, it's always something.
It does not matter. If I'm not mistaken, Kobe had 81 points, and I think he had like what 0 assists, 2 or maybe 1.
It's always something, bro.
So I mean, but we're Melo fans, and I'm used to it. You know what I mean?
Same. It was funny. I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but my story of that was I was up at college. I was dorming upstate New York, and I was in like a quad, so I had 3 other roommates, and they were all in frats, and they were out for the night. It was a Friday night. I hope Friday night, yeah, because it was Friday night Knicks. I'll never forget that. And they all went out, and they're like, "Yo, do you want to come?" Like, I wasn't in a frat like that. I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay the night in." And the Knicks are playing. I'll probably just watch the Knicks game. So I got like Jaeger. Back then, I was mad into Jägermeister. I was like, "Bro, let's get like a little pint of Jaeger and pint. I don't even know a quart. I don't know. Like, let me just get a little Jaeger. I'm gonna hang out." So before the Knicks game, I was playing Tiger Woods on my Xbox 360, hanging out, literally just drinking Jaeger by myself, listening to music. The Knicks game comes on, I flip that on, and like, yeah, bro, like I was like, all right, shit, hot first quarter, and he was always like one of the top scorers in the first quarter. He would always put up like 12 or I don't know how many he put up. I just X'd it out in the first quarter, but he had 37 at halftime. Once he hit that half court shot, I was like, no fucking way. I was like freaking out. I was not like pissed, but I was like, bro, I'm like here by myself, and like Melo is doing this shit. Like, are you kidding me? He's gonna break all sorts of records. And yeah, went out to score 62 with like 7 minutes left in the fourth. They were up like fucking 37 on the Bobcats. And just to think about where he would have been on that scoring list had they just kept it fucking within 20, bro. Like within 20, and then Woodson would have left them in. 75, I think, is very safe to say he would have hit that just because of how well he was shooting, getting to the line whenever the fuck he wanted, because they really like weren't double teaming him for whatever fucking reason.
I felt like they tried to double team him once he was like getting close to like 60.
Yeah, at the very end, yeah.
Well, it was just like at this point, I think if we would have sent all 5 men at him, he would have knocked the shot down.
That's a fact.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was just that I will never forget.
Ever.
Never.
And also, for you and for anyone who's watching, I'm like 92% sure that the full game is on YouTube, that like the NBA uploaded it.
I watch it from time to time.
Yeah.
Just because I missed that like era of basketball. Like, even though it wasn't like that far behind.
Yeah.
I kind of miss Melo being the guy.
Me too. Of course. And then like the one-on-one like best man win shit, not like, yo, let's run this pick. For
sure.
It's cool. Like, I get it, the evolution of it, but I'll always have a special place in my heart for the 2000s basketball, early 2010s, when it was just like, yo, give someone the ball, they go one-on-one. The other guys, if they want, and like it was different than Harden, right? Because it wasn't like, yo, you went one-on-one like trying to draw a foul or trying to get someone's fingertip to touch your elbow. It wasn't. It was like, yo, bro, like,
kind of disrespect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like a disrespectful basketball. Like, I was actually like, I don't know, Drink Champs?
No. What's that?
It's a podcast with a rapper named Noriega. He's actually from Queens.
I don't know Noriega, yeah.
So he has a podcast, and he had Amari up. And Amari was basically talking about that era of basketball, that if a dude comes and dunks on you or tries to dunk on you, everybody on the team knows to give you the ball. And he was talking about Melo. He was if a dude comes and scores on Melo, oh yeah, the ball is going right back to Melo, and Melo's going dog him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, it's crazy that we brought that up, and it was just like that era of basketball was just like, wow. Like, I love it.
Yeah, it's good shit. All right, Capo, we've reached the end of this podcast right now. 60-second one guest for every single point Melo scored that one Friday night in 2014. But before we let you go, we always give our guests a chance to control a narrative. Doesn't have to be Melo related, doesn't have to be basketball related, doesn't even have to be sports related. So I'm gonna give you the floor and let you control a narrative.
Oh man, I don't know.
A lot of people keep it Melo related, but like if there's a specific.
I mean, it's only right that we do a Melo, just because, you know. I mean, I would like to just, like, my boys still got it, you know. I wish we had the power to just change everybody's way of thinking towards him. It's just like sometimes I sit back and think, like, damn, what has he ever done to anybody? Like, it be real people out here, and it's just like sometimes I'll be seeing a lot of people, Portland, like sports fans and shit, like, oh, we gotta get rid of him. We gotta
Cut him.
like, bro, like, he's a upgrade for anything you can, you know what I mean? Like, think of, it's just like, who else in the league can do what he does, you know? As like in his age. I think it's like there's no other upgrade than that. But it's just mostly that. With Melo is like, people say he don't play defense, he don't pass the ball. I know you've been seeing him assist lately, man.
5 straight in 3 games.
I know you've been seeing them assist, man, and it's just I'm happy that he's doing it. You know, assist. Yeah. Watch my boy pass that rock for sure.
Bro, honestly, sometimes I don't want to say I don't like it, but when Melo does this shit, it shuts everyone up, and then it's like, all right, what narrative is there to control? Like, I'm like, fuck, all right, like he's obviously not, but when he kills it, and I'm like, shit, like, people aren't gonna have anything else to say. Like, what am I gonna post tomorrow? And like stupid shit like that.
I mean, to be honest,
just kidding, obviously, but
to be honest, we just post it and we just keep going along with it. you know what I mean? Because us as fans, we can't get enough of it.
Of course, no, I know.
You know? Shit, I wish they could play 2 games in a day. You know?
Of course, bro.
But definitely, I hope he's on like 27,000 points now. You know, obviously the Houston year messed everything up. He should have been way higher in the ranks, but
yep,
with God, he gon' definitely be up there.
Top 10 soon by the end of the season for sure. For sure. A couple weeks. I think he's like under 300 points now, so a couple weeks, maybe.
You got to do a points watch.
Oh, bro, you know what's funny? Somebody, I forgot who. I think his name is Evan. I might just be making that up. Someone created a website. It's like a Melo point watch. I fucking should have it on hand. I don't, but I'll put it in the YouTube description for anyone who's watching on YouTube. He made a website all about like Melo's road to like the top 10 or whatever it is. So I should have remembered it, but I'll link it in the description.
You know I had to.
Hit.
That's my boy, man.
Hit. Is that your favorite Portland one? Bro, I like the black. I like the white. To me, is the cleanest.
Yeah, I like the white. To be honest, I was just scared of getting the white one and dirtying it. You know, but definitely. I went to
the game in Houston with the white.
What I was trying to do actually, because I went to my brother's house. I have some storage in his basement. I was trying to look for my Denver Nuggets jersey that I had when my dad bought me with his 1.5s that first came out. And I was so pissed that I couldn't find it. I was looking for it everywhere because I wanted to bring it up. But you different. You different. I ain't got shit on you. You feel me? But, you know, it was a Denver from that year.
Baby blue, at least, right?
You know, it was baby blue.
Fucking love
that one. So,
respect.
You different. I seen your video with you. I'm like,
bro, that's where a lot of people found this shit from.
I'm not mistaken, man. I think that's where I had found you on Twitter.
Yeah. A lot of people say that shit. It was funny. I was just like, bro, yeah, I just like wanted to bring some attention towards his name because I feel like there just wasn't in that time. And I was like, all right, how can I bring Melo up? And I was like, I could do some stupid shit, go on a rant, or like I can do even more stupid shit and just put on every fucking jersey.
The dopest thing you could have done, man.
Appreciate that, bro.
Bro, listen, we watching. Keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully he's watching. I saw that he followed the page, right?
Yeah, he follows.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
He definitely knows what's up. Hopefully, you know, in the near future, you can get him up here.
Bro, we're saying this on air, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But like the goal is one day to get him involved, whether it's like at an event or like hopping on a podcast. I think like he'll be, and I don't know, but I'm hoping he would be happy to hop on. But we'll see where that goes. But he's definitely aware. He definitely knows about the movement. And
when you had posted it, I was hyped. Like,
bro, it's going
if
crazy.
that was my page, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, let's go.
It's all of ours, bro. Like, I'm not even saying this on no like corny shit, but like, bro, 7,775 on Instagram, like 2,000 Twitter. We got YouTube podcast shit too. So it's like, for me, what's so cool about it is like the 7,775 on Instagram feels like so much more because it's all fucking diehard fans. It's not people who are just like, yo, I'll give it a follow and like check it. Like, no, bro, these are people who are like, bro, like, did you see those highlights and shit like that? Which is why plug in the membership here. You know, having this central location where we could all fucking talk during the games, and all that shit should be dope. So,
for sure.
Yeah, bro. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds.
Once you do that Discord thing, man, send me that link.
Of course, bro.
Yeah, I know you got my support, like, dude.
I appreciate that, man. More than you know. Speaking of support, now that we're ending the episode, why don't you tell everybody about your music, where people can hit you on Twitter, Instagram, and all that, so they can go and show you some support.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram, same thing, 102 Boys Kapo. Apple Music, Kapo Rose. You know, the merch.
Bro, I saw that shit was sold out on your website. I was kind of
it was
tight. So when you get that back,
and like I had the 80 hoodies sold out in about 2 days.
For real?
Yeah.
Respect.
And you know, you can find me on YouTube, Kapo Rose, Spotify, Apple Music, all major platforms.
No doubt. And for those watching on YouTube, all those links, yo, hit me with those afterwards.
Sure.
And all those links will be in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just hit rewind real quick and go search our guy up. But Kapo, yo,
having me, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you taking some time out and being a part of this journey for a minute, and you know, being one of the vocal leaders. And we expect a reaction video very soon, so I'll be looking forward to.
Hold on, I got it. What's the next game, man? Tomorrow
night. Yep.
Who we facing tomorrow night?
Brooklyn. Might get another 28 points on 12 shots.
We Brooklyn?
Yeah, no Kyrie, no KD. So,
well, we gonna get a reaction. And I'm gonna have my phone ready for the record button.
No doubt. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Well, again, man, appreciate you taking some time out of your night. Go hit him up on all streaming platforms. Listen to his music. New Yorkers supporting New Yorkers, bro. So again, be talking soon, homie.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, peace.